break the spell, find the contradiction. The contradiction will be the antidote for you to be coming out of these self-imposed hypnosis. Hello, I'm Annalisa, and if you're new here, I am so excited to have you. The perspectives that they're giving me today, coming from visions. The vision that I have is an image of fire, yellow and orange. It's a still image, like a picture, but the image was taken with the camera inside of the flames. There's nothing else in the picture, right in the depth of it. But we're thinking the fire is hot, but of course, this is a still image. It's like a photo, so it's cold. And it was captured when it was super duper hot. And we're also seeing that a fire is very alive. It is very moving. It is very hot. It has a mind of its own. It has it has its own activity. Yet we're looking at a still picture of it. What they're also giving me is that every single person that sees a picture of flames, kind of like when you see a picture of smoke or a picture of clouds, or if you're laying on a hill and looking at the clouds above, every single person is going to see a different picture in the images that you're being given. Every single person is going to be given different images to see. And everyone will be getting different messages from those images to internalize. Now, the person that is looking, there's a person looking at this picture and they're hunched over it, enraptured by this picture, just like they can't move. Nothing else is happening. Tunnel visioned into this picture. They're drawn to it. And the words that I'm getting are, they're stuck to it. They're stuck to this picture. And I can see that. There's no way that this person can bring themselves out of this stuckness to this piece of paper. But I simply walk over there and I flip the photo around and the spell is broken like that. The person looks up and snaps back into reality immediately. They're back and sitting in the chair and everything else can be observed and they're released in a way. But the spirit guides are saying that the reality of this spell that this person was over is that the human mind can so easily be hypnotized by what our brains are potentially and incorrectly labeling as real. Our subconscious minds are potentially and incorrectly labeling things as real when they're really not. And we can be hypnotized by those thoughts coming from our subconscious. And we are every day, all day. We are hypnotized. Just think about marketing, think about social media, think about when you're driving and you have driving mind and sometimes you don't know how you got from point A to point B in what felt like 20 minutes and it should have been an hour. These are all ways that our mind can hypnotize us, and it happens all the time. And what they're saying is notice when your own mind starts to hypnotize yourself. We'll get back to that in a moment. So the next place I went is the vision. And this is the supporting information, especially for this one, because I needed more support for me, for you. I didn't have enough support in that first vision. So what they immediately gave me was a huge wave, giant wave, tidal wave. And it comes over and consumes me. I was hit by this giant wave, not hurt. It wasn't a scary vision or anything. It takes me under. And what that was giving me was the context between this still fire and this giant wave of water. The wave is the antithesis of fire. It kills the fire, right? The movement of this giant wave was the antithesis of the still frame. The life force, the energy of this giant wave is the antithesis of this past memory that was captured in a photo. And what they're saying here is to start playing with contradictions this week, to find the antidote for the hypnosis that you are under, that you are putting yourself under. Find the still frames in your life. And this also means the patterns in your life, the things that you do without really consciously thinking about it, the things that are taking up your time that are not moving the needle forward in a particularly positive way. The patterns, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions that don't particularly feel like they're doing anything for you, and they are not the expansive feelings, the joyful, energizing, creative, full of love, full of self-reverence feelings that we want to be really spending most of our time with in our daily lives. These still frames or patterns or hypnosis, whether we are actually in action when doing them or not, in action meaning habits that we are doing, working too hard, saying things that are hurtful to others without either realizing it or thinking about it or doing it on purpose. Everything that we could be doing in action and has no real meaning to you and is not really moving the needle forward must be turned over. They're saying, take a snapshot of that and turn it over. Break the spell, find the contradiction. The contradiction will be the antidote for you to be coming out of these self-imposed hypnosis. So play with it. For now, imagination is going to be your very best ally. It's going to be your very best way to heal and start coming out of these hypnosis tracks that are playing from your subconscious. So they're saying, if you're overworking, try imagine doing no work. Imagine you're on a beach with no music, with no books, with no distractions whatsoever. And they're just telling you, just imagine it's you in the hammock and that's it. That's it. Imagine it for just a few minutes. And they're saying, if your household tasks are overwhelming, try imagining being at a hotel and every single thing, it's all cleaned. Your food is done for you all the time. You don't even have to do the dishes. It's all done for you all the time. You don't have to worry about it. And just imagine that for a few minutes. If you're overwhelmed by politics or current events or anything happening on the external part of not you, anything that's happening, imagine a land that is untouched by any of that. None of this has ever existed there, and you live there simply and beautifully. You're free of the stories, you're free of the drama, you're free of the toxicity. Just imagine that for a few minutes, they're saying. And for me, if I lightly even touch on that, if I sometimes I step out of the channeling and just put myself there for a second, and that's a hard exercise to do because we are so trained to have so much going on and to let go completely and to imagine that doesn't exist. It is like that tidal wave coming at you and smashing that out of you. That it's a really good way to think about it because our modern brains are not used to doing this, but they're asking you to be. They want this wave to be the cleanse and the shock factor to shake you loose of your self-imposed hypnosis. And they're asking, what are you being hypnotized by in your life right now? How are you going to use your imagination? How are you going to use contradiction? How are you going to use letting it go to be the tidal wave that is forcing that the shock of that hypnosis to stop? The structure piece of this reading is a way for us to grow upon and build through this and expand ourselves in the way they suggest. Now, in this vision, the wave has passed, still on the beach, and they're showing another octagon reminiscent of last week's reading where we had the heart and mind octagon being put up. But today, we have a wooden structure. It's built on the beach. It is a simple place to go and sit, comfortable seats, sunshine above, the earth under you, the water nearby, and some shade perhaps. And when the tide rises, you can easily dangle your feet in the water so your feet can get an instant cleansing and you can cool off. And your feet dangling on the other side touch the earth. And under you at all times is this beautiful wood, and it's representing strength and massive growth potential. and the creation of a foundation that, if built well, will last for eons. It's also supporting the shade for you. And if done the right way, this is going to be around for a long time and being your foundation for a long time. Now, around you is also the purest fresh air that gives your cells life, and you are given every single thing from every direction in this structure. And they want your life to feel as simple as this. So imagine yourself sitting in this beautiful beachside structure. They want you to understand that the earth underneath you is naturally growing the food and the foundational materials that you need. And the wind is bringing you air, and the water is a solvent that is breaking up the grime and offering you the liquid that'll keep your body hydrated. And it's being offered to you through the never-ending waves. And the sunshine and fire from above makes all of this possible through its never-ending offering. Everything in life should come and go this easily. Everything in life should come and go this easily. And we want to offer that to you. They're saying we want to offer that to you. Take that from us. That's our gift to you. We want everything in your life to come and go as easily as all of these things do. So they're saying this octagon is your life. Like we were saying last week, in the Wheel of Life, you can go and find that anywhere on Google. Create one for yourself that has 8 sides. What are the 8 most important areas of your life, and how can you create this beach structure that offers you ease of all of the elements all at once in all areas of your life? Now, they're not saying to do this all at once. They're just saying create this and maybe pick one and trust us. Pick one area of your life and maybe even one sub area of this and ask us, give it to us, hand it to us, trust us with this. Trust us 100%, leave it to us. And they're throwing you a life raft. I even drew a little life raft down here. Trust us, leave it to us. And then I went into the last area. It's always my favorite, where I invite the spirit guides to come and speak to us. I leave it empty for them. And today, quantum intelligence is coming forward. It's not really a guide, but it is the energy of all of the intelligence in the entire universe. Every single thing, every piece of information that is being spit between every subatomic particle and the next subatomic particle, between every single one of those in the entire universe. And the universe is always expanding. So we have more and more information every single second that is being filtered for us, to us, by quantum intelligence. And today, quantum intelligence shows up red underneath, like hot as fire. It is hot, and the message is being really strong. And they're telling us, quantum intelligence says, it's reminding us again that the information running through the universe at every single moment is massively changing everything. And we can invite it to join us, or we can work against it. We can work together to create joy and universal cohesion, because universal cohesion is the goal. But if you work against us, that means disruption and disorder. If you continue to push into your trauma-induced patterns and hypnosis, you create friction for the collective and us, meaning quantum intelligence. It's nothing we can't work with, but we want you to enjoy this life that you chose. We carry the information and give you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. They're saying trust, trust, trust. Let go and be in joy. So that was the whole reading. It ends. I'm finding that these end a lot more abruptly than any readings that I've done in the past, and I have a feeling they're doing that on purpose. They want you to go in and explore some of these metaphors on your own and see how these metaphors of the visions that I get apply to your life. So where are you self-hypnotizing? Start noticing your patterns. Start noticing when you are looking at that card, that picture, so much that you're not noticing anything else around you. Stop noticing when you're being sucked into something and stuck, especially if it's not moving the needle forward for you. find your imagination, find those contradictions, start applying those in a few minutes a day, just one or two, even a few seconds. Just recognize and say, what would contradict this? Huh, yeah, that feels better. And feel into something that feels better for just a moment. And if you want, try letting go of something on one of your eight-sided figures, one of your life wheel areas. Let it go. See what happens. See what comes back for you. Trust, trust, trust. And I will see you next week.